Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Monday Morning Briefing, episode number 154, and it is November the 5th. We are already in November, which means we are getting ready in the shop for our Black Friday event, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But we didn't do a Monday video last week. We had a lot going on. We had some friends come down. I want to thank them very much. They came down from Dallas to help us to see if we can get the laser going back in the back of the shop. Yes, we mentioned that probably been 3 or 4 years ago. Some of you guys know that and saw that video. I think it was in a Monday video, talking about that we had a friend that had wanted to store a laser here, said use it like it's yours. But we worked all weekend, made a lot of progress, but it turns out that the laser tube is bad in the machine. So we are going to do a little bit of research. We don't actively use a laser in the shop, but Robin and Claudia want to get that one going, and now we're all kind of ready to do some stuff here in the shop, and they had a bunch of ideas, but unfortunately it's an older machine, and it's been sitting for a long time. So we're actively kind of researching that and talking to the people that manufacture the machine and trying to see what that's going to entail. But outside of that, we've been in here just working on saddles, working on our projects. I've got a handful, I've got more than a handful of ideas, but I've got a handful of project videos. 1 or 2 of those may drop before the Black Friday event, but we're saving some because, as you remember, if you remember last year and the years before, we usually drop a project video or 2, even a little one, that weekend during our Black Friday sale. So we're going to be working on that. I'm drawing patterns now for the pattern packs for those project videos. We've shot 2 of them and putting those videos together, so they're ready to go. So 1 or 2 of them might drop here in the next, maybe this weekend, maybe next week, something like that. We've got some new videos and some other tip resources and things like that we're working on too, that we will be leading up to Black Friday. So Black Friday will end up being, as usual, the Friday after Thanksgiving, just as normal, and that sale will run from then through Cyber Monday. So Monday after Black Friday at midnight, the sale will stop. So if you've been here on the channel for a while, you're probably aware of this sale, and so we're going to be changing it up a little bit this year, doing some new stuff, doing a little bit of changing. We change it up a little bit every year. We will be doing our ornaments as well. We have already put our die order in for a couple new material packs, as well as the ornaments for this year. So last year we did 2 ornaments. We did a little video tooling both of those ornaments. I drew up just kind of commemorative tooling pattern for that year for Christmas and to go with those 2 ornaments. So we'll do 2 new ones, and we're going to do a Christmas bell and a stocking. And so those will come out, and we will have a pattern pack for those, or a little pattern sheet for those, and those patterns will be free, just like they were last year. And so, and we'll have those dies in to be able to get y'all taken care of if you want to spend your Christmas, with the family and maybe sit around and tool some Christmas ornaments, or make some just to add to your collection. So that'll give us 4 total. And we've had a lot of sales on the Christmas tree and the Christmas ball that we did last year. A lot of folks have been buying those, so that's pretty exciting. I hope y'all are making lots of Christmas ornaments and maybe giving them away as gifts, or maybe some of y'all, one person ordered a whole pile of them. And so I'm wondering if maybe they're doing some type of little Christmas party event or something at their work or somewhere, and doing like a little branding bar kind of thing or something. But either way, we'll try to keep those in stock. We do have our material packs in stock on the website. We will be monitoring that. I'm going to be cutting today and tomorrow to fully fill that. We will have 1 other shipment coming for Black Friday. Hopefully it'll be ready to go. It should be no problems. So we should have plenty of material packs during the sale. And we may be throwing some different ones on there that you haven't seen and things like that. Maybe some special cut stuff on the Cut Bench page, things like that. So it's going to be a big weekend. We're getting ready for that, getting kind of geared up. Plus, we've got other stuff we're working on that doesn't have anything to do with Black Friday necessarily. But I'll give you, as we get closer, we'll talk about the details of the sale as far as what's going to be discounted and how that's going to go. It'll be similar to what we've done in the past, but some of it will change. Some of it will be a little bit different than we usually do, but it's going to be a good sale. It's usually our biggest event of the year. We'll be in the shop all weekend monitoring that and handling that. So, and if you're in the area, if you happen to be in the area and want to come by the shop and do that, we'll probably be in and out all weekend, but we'll talk about that more as we get to it. First, one thing I want to do is I want to thank a friend of mine. He made some deal some hardware. He's evidently making his own hardware, and it's called Watson Hardware here, and it's really neat. He sent me some round rings because he knows that I use these on saddles and stuff, and I've seen this gentleman at a lot of shows and competitions and things like that. Very good saddle maker, very good craftsman, really nice guy. And he's evidently, I haven't talked to him. I need to call him and visit with him, but this is some very nice hardware. So we're going to put that in a saddle. I was going to put it in the saddle I'm working on, but the whole pattern's just a little bit different than the ones I already had patterned for that I was originally going to put in there. So by the time these came, I couldn't really use them on this one. But we've got a couple more going, and so I'm going to try that out. I've got some guys I'm building, two guys I'm building saddles for right now that will definitely put this hardware to use and really put it to the test. So I want to thank him for sending me these. We will reach out to him and visit more, and then I'll get y'all some more information on them. But they're really nice, just a nice stainless steel round ring. I don't know if he's doing other type of hardware and things like that, but we'll keep you informed on that. If you are looking for some good saddle hardware that's maybe a little bit different than what we're used to getting. Most of my hardware that I get is from Bats. And so, which used to be Walsall, but it's Bats Hardware, and they do pretty good job. All their hardware's really nice and clean, straight, polished really well. So we were really happy with that. We did have our Halloween event in town, just kind of a little local event here in Moulton last Friday. It was the Halloween trunk or treat that we do in downtown every year, and it was a lot of fun. The shop was opened up there, and we were handing out candy, and of course everybody parks down in downtown there, and it's just they decorate their cars and do all that, and it's just kind of a nice way for the kids to be able to trick or treat without having a truck all over town. And so it was a lot of fun, and did that. And then Saturday, like I said, those friends came down, and we started working on that laser. We know a lot more about that laser. I literally, when we got it, I just parked it and didn't really do anything with it. Never really even turned it on or anything because I don't know a whole lot about them. And so I learned a lot this weekend on how they work and kind of what their deal is and that kind of thing. So who knows? We might end up doing some more of that and getting some more templates made and things like that. Currently, we have somebody that's making our templates for us, and they're doing a great job and keeping up with us. So, you know, it's a lot easier for me to send an email than it is for me to stand back there all day cutting them on a machine. So for right now, that's what we're going to do. We do have all our templates. I know there was a couple orders last week, speaking of the templates, that we had just miscounted, I guess, and we went to the box to fill an order, and we were out of our belt jig. And so if your order was kind of delayed, that might have been what it was, if you got a belt jig, because I had to kind of do a rush order on them, and they were able to get them to us really fast, and so that's nice. We try to order early so we don't have to, push on anybody or kind of rush anything, and we usually do, but on that particular one, we just dropped the ball. So, but it's nice when you can kind of reach out and be like, hey, I'm kind of in a bind if I can get these, and they turned them around really quick. So, as far as Christmas, I hope your books are full. Hopefully your books are full and your books are closed and you're just working on getting everything done before the big day. But I'm excited that I've heard from a lot of you folks and said that you closed your books last month and took what you thought you could get done, and you may open some spots later. That's a really good move, because you can real easily, especially right now when people have gotten past Halloween, they're getting ready for Thanksgiving, but they're also starting to think about Christmas. You can get really backed up really quickly if you're not paying attention. So set yourself a ship date, a last possible ship date. That way, when you do finish it and ship it, it will make it, because you know as well as I do, UPS, FedEx, and USPS systems are going to run late during Christmas time, especially with Amazon and everything else. A shipment that normally takes 3 days might take a week, and so you want to be sure, if you can, to get it there in time. So do that, and it's kind of one of those deals with the post office in particular, even UPS, which we've always had real good luck with UPS. But with the post office, once that label's put on it and once you drop it off, it's out of your hands. And I have had packages here this year do some really awkward maneuvers out there that I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. They're going, if they're going to, say, Arizona, they'll go to, Georgia first and then over. And it's just they're meandering around. And we haven't had a ton of them, but there's been a couple of you guys where your package is just kind of dancing around the country and taking a tour before it comes to you. And it doesn't make any sense, because we ship every day, all the time, to all over the country. And we only have one or two every once in a while that just gets lost, I guess. And so that's why we put tracking information on there. That's why you get the confirmation emails and things like that. It's just so that you can kind of keep an eye on it. But it's frustrating for us. I know it's frustrating for you, but thank God it doesn't happen too much. It's not like, every package. It's just every once in a while we get one that we're trying to nail down, find out where it is and why it's over there and not where it's supposed to be. So, but it is what it is. It's amazing that any of them make it, really, when you think of all the packages across this country every day. But that's something to be aware of when we get into the Christmas stuff, is to just be sure you set that last ship date in enough time. Give yourself, if you could, I'd give yourself a couple of weeks. Like, I'd make that last ship date pretty early, December, and that way, you got some time there where if it does take a United States tour, it's not going to affect them on Christmas morning. So, just try to do that. Just try to give yourself plenty of time. It's always better that way. Have it get there early, and then you've got the rest of the season to do some local stuff. Maybe take an order here and there that you didn't think you were going to be able to take, and be able to fill that up. We do have a class this Friday. This is the last class of the year for us. It is a beginner's tooling class. I believe the class is full. But we'll have some folks come in on Friday. We're excited about that. We're going to tool all day and just work on tooling techniques, reading patterns, determining, lines and what side to bevel on, depth and, strength and casing and things like that within a pattern. It's going to be a lot of fun. This will be the last one. We will post after we get this class done, and then, of course, through Black Friday and into Christmas. We're going to be getting ready for Prescott show in February, because we will be going to Prescott. We are teaching all week there as usual. And so we'll be getting ready for that and some other things that we're doing. And so we'll try to get a spring schedule out to y'all sometime in February, maybe, because we've got major shows during the spring, as well as our local shows, livestock shows. And so it's going to be kind of crazy after Christmas, coming into the new year for us, just from a family perspective, running around. So, but we'll try to get, just like we did this year, we'll try to do a little spring schedule, and the first one probably won't be until March sometime. And I would guess probably the latter part of March, but we'll see. I'll look at it, and we'll look at the dates and stuff like that. But we want to thank everybody that came to a class this year in the shop. It was the first year where we actually had an official schedule and classes, and it worked out great. We had a lot of fun with everybody that came, and it worked out really well in the space. That was my biggest deal was, is it going to work in here? But I think keeping the classes small, it's working great. So we hope to continue that next year and do more classes and more opportunities, have more opportunities for people to come in that aren't going to shows necessarily, or don't want to wait for a show. They just want to spend a weekend here in the shop working on something or doing something like that. That's what we're going to be working on. So, but last class this Friday, if you're going to be in the area, Robin's usually here. You can stop by, but I won't be able to spend a whole lot of time visiting or showing you the shop or anything, because we will have people here that need me to focus with them because they're paying for a class. So we will be doing that on Friday. So just a heads up on that, and then we'll be back. All weekend. I'll probably be in and out this weekend working on some stuff, and then we'll be getting ready for Black Friday and Christmas time. We took a couple of orders from, I've got some saddles I'm building for a gentleman, and took an order or two from him just because we're building a saddle for him. I don't have a Christmas list or keep Christmas books, so I'm pretty free to just create content for you guys and do stuff like that, and then work on stuff for next year. But I do have a few, so we'll try to do some postings about some of the stuff that I'm building for that customer and stuff like that. It'll be a lot of fun. But Christmas is on the way. I will try to dig the snowman out so we can start our snowman updates early. I know last year we didn't bring him out until a week or so before Christmas, but Claudia still won't let me put up Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving. So I have to go over there to storage and find the snowman myself, so at least we have him in here so we can start doing the countdown. But we'll try to do that, and that way we can keep y'all scared and motivated at the same time, because as of right now, we got 3 weeks till Thanksgiving, and then it's not going to be but a minute before we get to Christmas. So don't relax, right? It seems like you got plenty of time till Christmas, but we really don't have that long. It's going to go by really, really fast if the rest of the year is any of an indication of that. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to get back at it. I got lots to do today. We were out yesterday. Just FYI, we were out yesterday of the shop because we had our fundraiser for the Livestock Show Board here in town. And so we cooked 1,200 pork steaks and sold plates to go. And the big thing that they do around here is selling plates to go as a fundraiser. And we sold, I think, every bit of 1,200 steaks is what we cooked. And they were all gone by the end of the evening. But we did that all day yesterday. I wasn't here in the morning doing some office work and stuff like that. And then I was over there turning steaks and trying not to choke on smoke all day. So it was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of great guys that we're cooking with. They really got it down. They know what they're doing. So that went good. But if you came by and we were closed, that was the reason we were out for that. And it's something we've got to do. We enjoy doing and help support the livestock community here in town, livestock kids. So it was a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure and go to dgsaddlery.com, sign up for the Leathercraft newsletter, and we will see y'all next week in the Monday Morning Briefing.